The race is on during the New Hampshire primary as Democrats vie for the top spot. Local debates are set to take place right here on 17 News this week. And it's time to play Cupid, celebrating love and helping a local charity in the process. This is 17 News at noon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maddie Jansen. It is primary day in New Hampshire, and the first votes have already been cast. As is tradition, voting kicks off just after midnight in a few small towns near the Canadian border. Alice Barr's in Manchester with the latest from the campaign trail.
Polls are open in New Hampshire in a wide open race. Hey. Candidates getting in some final face time as voters have their say in the first in the nation primary.
I previously was planning to vote for Biden, but I decided to vote for Amy instead.
The first votes are already tallied in a long-held tradition, 3 tiny towns making their choice just after midnight. Here in Dixville Notch, a surprise. Michael Bloomberg, the write-in winner, taking 3 of the 5 votes cast. He won't even be on the ballot until Super Tuesday. Amy Klobuchar picked up the most votes from all 3 towns combined. She's been surging after a strong debate and is counting on a good finish here.
If the early votes, the midnight polls, are any indication, we're going to have a pretty good night tonight.
Bernie Sanders is the leader in New Hampshire, and today a new Quinnipiac University poll has him passing Joe Biden for the first time nationally.
We are in this together, and every family in America has its problems, and we have got to stand together.
With Sanders leading from the left, the rest of the field is trying to position themselves as a more centrist alternative.
They know my heart, they know my head.
We've been at this more than a year now, spreading our message about how we can put together a campaign based on belonging, the campaign that I believe will ultimately go on and defeat Donald Trump.
All trying to prove they have the best shot to beat President Trump, who held a huge rally in Manchester last night, reminding Democrats of the true fight ahead. In Manchester, New Hampshire, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Meantime, on the local election front, 17 News will hold 2 debates this week. KGET will hold those live debates here on TV 17 for 1st and 4th supervisorial districts. The 4th district candidates, Emilio Huerta and incumbent David Couch, will debate tomorrow night, and the 1st district candidates will debate Thursday at 7 p.m. You can watch both of those debates live here on KGET and on our website, kget.com. 17's Jim Scott and Aton Wallace will moderate. A California woman in San Diego County is being treated for coronavirus. The woman's being treated at a U.S. San Diego Medical Center in Hillcrest. She was among more than 200 Americans who were evacuated from Wuhan, China last week. The group was then flown to Marine Corps Air Station in Miramar, where they were placed on a 14-day federal quarantine. The woman was among 4 patients who initially showed symptoms of the virus, but with testing, the CDC confirmed she tested positive for it. A second person was also taken from the base to the hospital Monday for further evaluation. A spokesperson with the hospital says both patients are doing well, showing minimal symptoms. Meantime, the death toll from the coronavirus in China has risen to more than 1,000. And there are questions about whether the new cases on the Diamond Princess cruise ship in Japan appeared before or during the quarantine period. NBC's Molly Hunter reports from Yokohama, Japan.
This morning, on day 7 of 14 days of quarantine, halfway through, the Diamond Princess headed back out to sea, as it does every few days. Of the 3,700 people on board, there are now 135 total confirmed cases of coronavirus, including 25 Americans, now all in isolation in Japanese hospitals.
So yesterday, they gave us a higher quality of mask. This is what we see the crew wearing when they bring us our meals.
Jerry and her husband, Mark, thankfully right next door to her best friend, Jerry Cerati Goldman.
I'm going to open the door and say hi to them real quick. This is Mark and Jerry. They're from St. George, Utah. Hi.
And for these 4, 7 more days seems doable.
We're taking our temperature 3 times a day and reporting it. In 3 more days, we'll be 10 days clear of everybody. So we think that we'll be clear of even getting it. I'm not stressed, not sick, and we're making the best of it.
Scientists thought the initial incubation period for coronavirus was about 14 days. That's why the quarantine was set at 2 weeks. Then patients started to show symptoms everywhere from 5 to 6 days and after 14 days. Now some scientists wondering if actually the incubation period might be up to 24 days. The Diamond Princess has already warned its passengers that they may have to stay on board after February 19th. Meanwhile, the WHO is meeting, asking the world's scientific community to come together right now. Molly Hunter, NBC News, Yokohama, Japan.
Back here at home in your 17 Court Watch, the man accused of robbing and trying to kill a man in East Bakersfield is due in court this afternoon. KCSO deputies were called out to Niles Street near Valencia Drive Friday night. They say a man and woman were sitting in their car when Jaime Gonzalez broke their window. According to deputies, Gonzalez tried to shoot the man, but the gun didn't go off. So instead, he ran off with one of the victim's cell phones. Gonzalez faces charges of attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon. One of the victims was hurt, but is expected to be okay. And the man accused of posing as a rideshare driver and trying to assault women is due in court today as well. Last week, police say Nassef Ragheb was caught on surveillance cameras looking through the windows of a house around Brimhall and Jewetta in northwest Bakersfield. Investigators say he previously posed as an Uber or Lyft driver in an effort to get women into his car. Police say Ragheb also tried to forcibly kiss a woman after driving her to her home. Ragheb was also previously listed as a suspect in related offenses back in 2018 and 19. He's charged with attempted sexual battery, burglary, disorderly conduct, and prowling. All right, taking a look outside this afternoon. We're seeing a lot of sunshine out there, a beautiful day. Alyssa has a look at your forecast.
No rain in sight up and down the state. It is going to be a dry day today, a sunny one, and a pretty nice afternoon as we head into the forecast. Temperature-wise, looking like this afternoon, 68 degrees in some parts of the valley at 3 o'clock, and then by 7 p.m., 55. So well out of those 50s this afternoon. In the mountains, topping out here into the mid-50s, and then looking at 40 at 7 p.m. We'll talk about your forecast for the rest of the work week in Pinpoint Weather.
The 53rd Annual World Agriculture Expo is officially open in Tulare. Thousands from more than 60 countries will descend on the Central Valley today. The event features nearly 1,500 booths on display. Just like previous years, brand names will be showcasing their hottest products. Others will be coming to the trade show for the first time, making its big debut this year, hemp. A long-time banned substance, the all-new Hemp Innovation Challenge brings together entrepreneurs and students competing with pitches for uses of hemp. The winners will receive guidance from investors to bring their ideas to life.
There's so many things that this plant can do and do it in a really sustainable way. Food, feed, fuel, fiber, wellness products, building materials. Being able to showcase this at an event like the World Ag Expo, it really gives the legitimacy to this plant that it is due.
The event's being held at the International Agri Center in Tulare, about an hour up the 99, and it runs through Thursday. Bakersfield College wants to make applying for financial aid a little easier for students. The deadline to file a FAFSA application is March 2nd. So the college is hosting a bit of a carnival this week at all 3 campuses. Students who complete their applications before the event can win prizes. If you need help filling out your application, financial aid experts will be on site to help. The main event is tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the Panorama campus. The college is also hosting an event today that goes until 2:30 p.m. at the Southwest campus and on Thursday at the Delano campus. As new drivers hit the roads every year, it's important to make sure they're safe. Tonight, you and your teen driver can head over to the CHP office for a Start Smart driving class. Drivers ages 15 to 19 are invited to learn more. Start Smart focuses on the importance of making good choices behind the wheel. It also gives parents tips on how to encourage responsible driving by setting an example. It starts at 6 p.m. Valentine's Day is this Friday, and we have a sweet way to your Valentine's heart. Our annual Cupid's Challenge kicks off tomorrow at the downtown Dewar's on California Avenue and I Street. Come down and grab your Valentine's Day gifts and help out a worthy nonprofit at the same time. Last year, the community helped raise more than $18,000 through this challenge. You can buy a box of Dewar's Choose for your sweetheart, and the proceeds will benefit the Mendaburu Magic Foundation, a Kern County nonprofit dedicated to helping families with sick children. Each box is $20. Online sales are already open, and they go through February 29th. The event runs 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow, and you might see some of our Channel 17 crew out there. We'll be broadcasting live throughout the fundraiser. An old hoax is sweeping social media. Did you fall for it? We'll explain what was up with all of the brooms in your news feed. And the FDA issues a new report on the link between cell phone use and cancer. What it had to say coming up. We're back now in your 17 Health Watch this afternoon. An FDA report shows there's no evidence to link cell phone use and cancer. The agency said it reviewed nearly 11 years of published data on the topic. They found no quantifiable adverse health effects in humans caused by exposures at or under the current cell phone exposure limits. But the agency continues to urge for additional research, including on people who might be predisposed to tumors. New research suggests that smartphone apps designed to detect skin cancer are not reliable. British scientists looked at 9 studies evaluating 6 skin cancer apps. Although most of the studies had design problems, the apps were not accurate. For example, one app failed to identify 5 out of 5 melanomas. Another missed 12% of cancerous moles and wrongly identified 21% of benign moles as being potentially cancerous. No skin cancer apps currently have FDA approval. Many of us spend hours on treadmills and ellipticals, but are we really getting the results we want? Hallie Pilot gets an inside look at a Florida gym that proves exercise isn't one size fits all.
It's going to pause for a second. There you go, and push.
Almost everything these days is digital, so why shouldn't it include exercise?
Walking into a gym, they could hurt themselves not staying within their range of motion or the correct weight for them.
Owner Crystal Pruitt says the exercise coach takes away the guesswork for you. Their Exerbotics machines focus on muscle quality instead of movement quantity.
Targeting on their actual individual personalized strength.
So now we're going to put your birthday. What is your birthday?
Pruitt says you only need to go twice a week.
Ideal for someone that doesn't like to work out, doesn't like the big box gyms, doesn't want the loud music or the mirrors.
As we age, we lose muscle. The technology stimulates your type 2 muscle fibers.
You're only going to do about 10% of your effort, okay?
By finding each person's safest range of motion.
Push, push, breathe the whole entire time.
While they slowly build to their max effort.
So if you go above the green, way above, you're out of your range. And if you go below, that means you've let your muscles relax.
The moves engage your muscles for just 90 seconds at a time. May not sound like a lot, but lead trainer Chrissy Bucko says work smarter, not harder.
Good burn, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Hallie Pilot reporting. Let's take a look outside and check out that forecast. 64 degrees and sunny. A little hazy, though, this afternoon. Alyssa has a look at what you can expect the rest of the day.
Well, we start out today at 40 degrees. Our normal afternoon high is 62, and we should surpass that this afternoon as high pressure continues to dominate the forecast. Storm system from the weekend that worked into Southern California, now into Arizona and New Mexico, bringing rain there as well as snow. But thanks to high pressure, we will remain dry, and storm systems now are being steered even up as far north as the Canadian border and then over into Montana and the Plains states. So it has certainly been dry lately and will continue to be dry. There were a few storm systems last week that looked more promising into our state, but you can see here they're pretty much a wash. Now by Friday, there may be a slight chance of some rain and higher elevation mountain snow near Yosemite, but still not here, still looking dry now even into the weekend. And into Sunday, Northern California finally seeing some rain and maybe even some snow that could possibly bring us a slight chance of rain as we head into Monday. So that's still at least 6 days away. In the meantime, it is going to be dry, and our weather pattern looks like this. Temperatures today should be pretty nice. Maybe you take lunch outside this afternoon. 66 in Wasco, 66 in Buttonwillow, 64 in Taft, 66 in McFarland, 65 in Porterville, 67 in Bakersfield. In the mountains, 55 in Pine Mountain Club, 59 in Fraser Park, 62 in Wofford Heights, 64 in Kernville. Breezy conditions, winds out of the east at 25, 54 in Tehachapi, 60 61 in Weldon. And sunny and breezy in the desert, 60 in Mojave, 61 in California City, 63 in Ridgecrest. Here's your travel forecast on this Tuesday. 59 in Las Vegas, 58 in Morro Bay, 70 in Los Angeles, and 65 in San Diego. How about the next 17 days? We do have readings here all the way up to 70 on Thursday, and then lower 60s for the weekend. Of course, we have the holiday weekend coming up, lower 60s on Monday too, and then back into the upper 60s. So I don't have any 50s in this forecast for the next 17 days. What you will notice here is that it's dry, and it looks like it's going to be warming up. Air quality moderate at 59, no wood burning unless you are registered. So enjoy the 60s, and we'll continue up to 70 by Thursday, lower 60s to mid 60s for the weekend. Lows will be in the lower 40s. Mountains, you will be breezy today, 54, but then climbing to near 60 by Thursday. Windy again on Sunday. Another storm system trying to give us a slight chance of rain on Monday. Stay tuned for the latest on that. And in the Kern River Valley, 63 today, and then mid 60s for Thursday, lower 60s for the weekend, with lows in the 30s and 40s.
A massive merger just approved by a judge. What it means for Sprint and T-Mobile customers, coming up in your 17 Business Watch after the break.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
We're back now in your 17 Business Watch and taking a live look at stocks. The Dow is down about 51 points so far in trading. Let's check out oil prices while we're at it. West Texas Intermediate is selling for $49.89 a barrel at last check, and Midway Sunset $50.32 a barrel. A Sprint T-Mobile merger is a step closer to reality. A judge approved the $26 billion merger this morning. Several state attorneys general filed a lawsuit to block the merger, arguing that combining the number 3 and number 4 carriers would limit competition and result in higher prices for consumers. The Federal Communications Commission and the Justice Department have already signed off on the merger after T-Mobile agreed to create a new, smaller wireless carrier with Dish. The deal can't close until the California Public Utilities Commission approves it. Don't pay for something you can get for free. That's the message from the Inspector General of the Treasury Department. Investigators are trying to figure out why only about 2.5% of eligible tax filers are using the free file system. About 70% of taxpayers can use an online system found at irs.gov to get free tax software from a variety of brand name firms. Free File is open to those with an income of $69,000 or less. The Treasury Inspector General says taxpayers often don't realize that they must go to the Free File webpage at irs.gov as a starting point in order to file for free. If you watched the Oscars live on Sunday, you might have seen the ad for Samsung's new flip phone. It's called the Galaxy Z Flip Phone, and you can fold it in half so it fits more easily in your pocket. It came as a bit of a surprise since Samsung was set to reveal the phone at its Unpacked Tech conference today. The Galaxy Z Flip Phone is just one of a few foldable phones available and comes after Samsung's troubled launch of the Galaxy Fold last year. A family who decided to get a jump start on spring cleaning instead ended up with an emergency on their hands. The warning they have for anyone who sleeps on a memory foam mattress, coming up. Welcome back. A Texas family's simple attempt to clean a child's bedroom turned into an emergency. They had to call a decontamination team because of a mattress cover. Arzo Dost spoke with them about the warning they have for anyone who sleeps on a memory foam mattress.
Look closely at this bed frame.
And the shards are long. They're probably about a half an inch.
It's not glitter that's shining.
It was literally like dust, settles everywhere. It was exactly like that, only it was glass.
Michelle Cantrell says her 17-year-old daughter's bed was covered in fiberglass.
You would never know it's there until you feel it, until you start coughing.
Cantrell says they unzipped the cover to wash it and noticed this tear. She says they didn't think anything of it, But several days later, she started feeling itchy after putting on a shirt that had been washed with the mattress cover.
I turned mine inside out and just, shone a light on it just to see if I could see anything. I didn't know, I didn't know what was going on with it. And then at that point you could see, all the shards of fiberglass just sticking up like knives.
DHP Furniture out of Canada sells the mattress. The family bought theirs on Amazon. A spokesperson with the company says in order to meet U.S. federal mattress flammability standards, many memory foam mattresses are constructed with a fire-retardant knit fabric barrier that includes glass fiber threads. The spokesperson went on to say that it's something that's used across the mattress industry, and the fire barrier is concealed under the quilting of the mattress cover.
We don't know how long she's been sleeping in loose fiberglass, which is very concerning.
Cantrell says they spent days vacuuming and wiping down everything. They finally had to call in a decontamination team, which specializes in cleaning up crime scenes and drug labs.
We ended up having to throw out all of the pillows and blankets, about half of her clothes, just because we couldn't get the fiberglass out.
The team came back 6 times to remove all the fiberglass.
There's a little bit of dust right there still.
But still, the family can spot a sparkle here and there.
There was no warning label on the actual mattress. There was no warning label anywhere near the zipper or the cover or anything.
Michelle did find the owner's manual for the mattress online, and it says not to remove the cover and spot clean only. Now, the company spokesperson pointed out that the mattress is 7 years old and that there are no safety concerns related to glass fiber threads. But we wanted to know, is it safe once exposed? The Consumer Product Safety Commission says it's not aware of any health risks from the type of fiberglass used in things like mattresses. The Cantrells did check with their family doctor and were told as long as the coughing and itching stops, that they should be okay. Pretty interesting, though. Still ahead here on 17 News at noon, are pictures of brooms cluttering up your Facebook feed? How this viral hoax is cleaning up online. Welcome back. The challenge is back, and it's going viral. It's the broom challenge. It's where people get their broom to stand upright. There's a popular theory going around on social media saying the Earth's tilt or the full moon is responsible. But that actually isn't true. Really, the brooms are just supported by their own bristles. And it is surprising, though, how many people were standing up those brooms on their social media feeds. That's all for us here on 17 News at noon. We'll see you back tonight at 5 and 6.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app. In the spirit of the Golden Empire, 17 News.